Hello students, welcome back to the tutorial. Students, as you know, we are doing lesson 7 in the class, that is getting to know plants. In the series of that, we learn about root system, shoot system, then we learn types of roots, functions of roots, structure of root, then we moved to shoot system, we learn about stem, we learn about leaves, then we come to know that stem, it bears leaves, flowers, fruits, and buds. Then, bache, leaves we had already discussed in the class. Today we are going to start with flower. But, bache, you know, today we will be just drawing the diagram of structure of flower, right? First of all, hope you are able to recognize this. This is a flower, right? This flower, it is born on the stem of a plant, right? It has different parts. Let us start with it. Little bit of explanation of every part I will be giving you, but in detail we will be doing in the class. Today you have to draw the diagram side by side. Just we will be drawing the diagram. We will learn how to draw. It is very important. It is generally asked in exams, right? So concentrate on the board, draw as I am drawing. Okay, let us start with this. Bache, first of all, this is the colorful, beautiful part of a plant. And bache, these flowers, they are the reproductive organs of plants. What are these? These are the reproductive organs of plants, right? So what are the different parts of a plant? Before drawing the diagram, let me show you through this this stalk like structure, right? As you had done in leaf also, the stalk like structure in leaf we call it petiole. Here in this case we will call pedicel. What it is called? Pedicel. Flower is attached to the stem or branch through this pedicel, right? This is the pedicel. Then bache, if you can see here, it is a swollen structure. This is known as thalamus, a swollen structure, right? Functions we will be doing in the class in detail. Just get versed yourself with the parts. Then these green color, small leaf like structure, you can see these small green colored structures, they are known as sepals. What do we call it? Sepals. Then these are petals. This is a petal, look, colorful, brightly colored part. These are petals, like this, these are petals. And this green colored part, this part, leaf like part, it is known as sepal. And what is this? If I remove all the sepals for you, you can see, right? I hope you can see this now. This swollen structure, it is a thalamus, and this is a pedicel. So there are other male reproductive and female reproductive parts are also present in the flower. Look, I will show you. Rest practical is also there. Bache, let me show you this. Look, you can see this yellow colored structure है ना, ये बाहर जो निकले हुए हैं ये, these ones, they are the male reproductive parts. Let me show you one. This anther and filament. I hope you can see. And these are male reproductive parts. Then bache, here we have female reproductive parts also, that I will be showing you just in a minute. Yes. Let us draw it. We can do it side by side also. Let me start the drawing first. Okay. Okay, bache, we will be starting from the lower part first of all, bottom part. So, as I told you, first of all, we will be drawing the swollen thalamus. Thalamus, and then this is stalk-like structure which is known as pedicel. Right? Is that clear? Then, bache, draw first of all, draw the petals like this. You can draw more. Right? Then, bache, draw sepals, green colored. This is vertical section. Vertical section means if we cut it vertically. Right? One is horizontal section, one is vertical section. What we are drawing, vertical section of the flower. Okay, we have cut it from the middle, and then what we have seen, vertical section. Right? So students, after this, these the parts I showed you, right? Then comes the male reproductive part and the female reproductive part. Right? Male reproductive part here is known as a stamen, and female reproductive part is known as pistil. Okay. Now, how we have to draw? First of all, we have to draw the female reproductive part. Bache, draw like this. This is a long tube-like structure. Like this. Like this. Okay. Then, bache, draw like this. Like this. Right. Now we have to draw the male reproductive parts. Like this. Like this. This. And this. Got it? Then students, let us do the labeling first. Okay. So students, this is anther. Anther is a bilobed structure, and this is filament. Right? Is that clear? This anther and filament. This anther and filament, they together form stamen. What do we call it? Stamen. Anther plus filament, they together form the male reproductive part, which is known as stamen. Now coming to female reproductive part. This is receptive end. This is known as stigma. Receptive end means pollen grains or male gametes, they are received at this end. Right? They are received by stigma. Okay? Then style, this long tube from which the pollen grain passes is style. Then this is ovary. Then these are female gametes called ovules. Okay. These are the 4 female reproductive parts, and together female reproductive part is known as pistil. What do we call it? pistil. Got it? Hope it is clear to all. Pistil. Right? Now let us label other parts. This is thalamus. This is sepal, leaf-like structure, green. This is pedicel. Right? And these are petals. And it is VS flower. You can draw it. Okay, students. Hope you have done it. In our next tutorial, as we have to do in practical also, so I will show you all the parts of this flower, right? By taking another flower where male and female reproductive parts are prominent, right? So after this is the LS of flower or VS of flower. Okay. Now after this, you have to draw male and female reproductive parts separately. In exams, sometimes it is asked, draw VS of flower. Then you have to draw the whole vertical section. Sometimes it is asked, draw and label only male reproductive part. Draw and label only female reproductive part. Then you have to draw accordingly. So I am going to erase it. And we are going to draw it separately. Just draw these in your fair notebooks also. Explanation we will be doing in the class along with their functions. So first of all, male reproductive part. What do we call the male reproductive part? Stamen. So how to draw the stamen? Like this. This is anther. This is filament, right? And this is known as stamen. Clear? Is that clear, students? Now, bache, if we cut open the anther, so we are able to see the pollen grains. But if we cut open the anther, what do we see? We see such structure. This is anther, है We have cut it. So this is filament, right? This is anther. So these are the pollen sacs. Sacs means बोरियां. Pollen sacs. इसके अंदर dust-like pollen grains are present, right? Dust-like structure. They are the pollen grains, like this. Is that clear? What are these? These are pollen sacs. Then inside the pollen sacs there are pollen grains, right? These are dust-like, powder-like structures. Okay, and this is filament. This is when anther is cut. Otherwise, this is stamen. But if we cut open the anther, what do we see? Pollen grains are seen. Right? This is male reproductive part. Okay. Now, students, if this is clear, let us do the structure of pistil. This was structure of stamen. Okay. Let us do the structure of pistil. Pistil is what? Female reproductive part. Let us do how to draw the pistil. Draw stigma, the receptive end, where pollen grains they are received. Then draw the swollen ovary. This is ovary. Okay. Then inside the ovary there are ovules. These are bead-like structures. Like this. Okay. These ovules, they are the female gametes. Male gametes क्या थे? Pollen grains. And ovules are the female gametes. First of all, label it. This is stigma, style, ovary, and these bead-like structures are ovules. This is pistil, structure of pistil or female reproductive part. Okay. Students, pollen grains, they are received by stigma. Then through the style, they enter here to the ovary and they meet with the ovules. Okay, this process is known as fertilization. When anthers or pollen grains, they reach here, this process is known as pollination. There are two processes. One is pollination, other is fertilization. Okay. Now, बच्चे, hope this is clear to all. बच्चे, there are two types of flowers. Okay. Mind one thing, there are two types of flowers. Some flowers have both the male and female reproductive parts. Means some flowers, they have both stamen as well as pistil. They are known as bisexual flowers. What do we call them? Bisexual flowers. What are bisexual flowers? Those flowers which have both pistil as well as stamen. Or you can say those flowers which have male reproductive part as well as female reproductive part. For example, China rose, hibiscus, right? Bi means two. There is one more category of flowers in which either there is male reproductive part or there is female reproductive part. दोनों में से एक ही होगा एक flower में. Such flowers are known as unisexual flowers. What do we call them? Unisexual flowers. Uni means one or single, right? Example is cucumber, bottle gourd. It is all for today. Rest, detail, discussion we will be doing in our class. If you find any kind of difficulty, we will discuss in the class. Okay? Till then, okay, and draw it in your notebooks. Thank you.